What's up, everybody in the YouTube world? It's James again. Got a little update here on the Scion XB 12-volt solutions remote start kit. There were some things that I don't think I was completely fair about, and I also didn't include all the information on the car. You can, by taking the handy dandy key here, when you start this thing, 1, 2, 3. What I didn't mention about this there we go, I guess I did it fast enough. What I didn't mention about this is that's beautiful. Anyway, I said you had to wait 15 minutes to cut it off. That was wrong. You can push, 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 and it'll shut it off. The one other thing I didn't notice, or note rather, is that on the inside, let's say you stopped at a gas station or whatever, and you want to get out, and you got your cat inside, or you just don't want to, have to come back out because it's so hot outside to start the car. You can, while the key is in the ignition, you can do the same thing. While it's in the ignition, beep, beep, beep. Then you can pull the key out of the switch and get out of the car, and it will continue to run with no keys in it. It's pretty cool. Anybody gets in there, touches the brakes or whatever, it's all over. So you don't have to lock the car if you didn't want to. No one's going anywhere in it. Personally, I'd still hit the button, which does work when it's running, unlike it does when from the factory. Now, what I dropped over there on the ground here, this is what the other part of this video is, is the 12-volt solutions. You see their pretty little bag right there that they brought, that they put in, put the remote start set in. Well, I'm going to pull that over here, and I'm going to review that a little bit about what's in the box, the bag rather, and then we'll go from there. So basically, here's what we have here: the package contents. And this is a really cool envelope, by the way. And then here's the long-range remote kit. This thing was on sale. I think I paid $137 was shipped, tax, and everything. Now, this thing here, well, this is cool and all. I want you to notice, same issue that I had before. No printed instructions. So I went to their site, and I went in there and said, hey guys, I need to, because you have to verify these are not universal, so you have to go with a specific kit. So I sent them a message like, oh, we'll just start at step 5 on your installation video. This to me is ridiculous. This package right here should include some instructions for your specific application. It's not difficult to do. And it's a lot more hassle for me to have to go in there and pull up a video to watch how this is done. Beep this, click, click, click. Just put me some instructions on a piece of paper so I can do this while I'm in the car versus having to struggle with my phone. The other thing, like I said, I don't like from a standpoint of customer service, is when you go into to look at a video or something for this, it's all behind locked doors. So if you don't have this right here, and you're like, well, how hard is this to install? Well, this won't matter because you'd have to have that anyway, and you would have the information for it. But let's just say that you wanted the remote start kit, and you went in there and you're like, okay, great, let me see how hard this is to install. Well, you can get some general idea about it, but all the support is locked behind the door. I also found that their support's supposed to be open until 4:30, I believe it is, Central Standard Time. I have called them 2 times after 4 o'clock and not gotten an answer. Don't know. I'm not saying I don't knock off early, sometimes I do. Now, I will say the support on the phone was stellar. The guy on the phone last time helped me get everything going without any trouble. So that part of that's good. I just wish they would make this a little bit different as far as how this works. Now, what we're going to do here, I'm not going to tell you how to install this. There's already a video on that. And but basically, what's already installed here, there's a wire that goes from that box to this little guy right here, and then there are 2 remotes that do different things. And once I get this installed, I'll kind of go over those with you. And I'll show you a little bit about the install, but I don't really want to go over this because you can get that elsewhere. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through this real quickly here. The plug and play install part of this is already inside here. I don't have to get to that. The only thing I got to get to in here to install this kit is the box, which is behind this panel. And all you guys that own these cars, don't tell me you've never done this. All you got to do is just pull this off. And that's it. And if you really feel like it, disconnect this stuff here too. But you could probably get by with that. But I'm gonna, so. Okay, so I just went in there and watched the video because it's not optimized where I can watch it on my phone, which is brilliant. Anyway, all you have to do is take this gizmo, plug this into here. It only fit one way. The other end goes into here. This is just to test this thing out and make sure that it works. And we'll talk about the remote process here. See what I wound up having to do, and this part of this is universal. Just write this down. Why can't they put that on a piece of paper? Okay, so I'm gonna make this real easy for you guys. This was extremely easy. I don't understand why this couldn't have been put in a book. All you gotta do is press the button on your factory OEM key twice, turn the ignition on, turn it off, and then turn it back on. All right, and then this little guy right here, you'll tap the button 3 times, just like it says, and then you'll push the button once on these, then you take the key out. That's how simple that is. Now we're gonna go test it and see how well it works. From right here, it works pretty well, but the OEM key works pretty good for about 25, 30 feet. So that was part of the problem with this. And that's not a problem with their system. That's just how crappy these remotes that I have for my car. They're non-factory and they just really don't work that great, but they're keys. So anyway, let's go give it a shot and see what it does. Now, it's important to note that there's 2 of these that comes with your package. This is what they say. This is the 2-way remote. And all that really means the functions are the same on it, but the 2-way remote will give you visual feedback and audible feedback with the car started, which is pretty handy. So I haven't set up the antenna yet. Let's go do that, and then we'll come back and try this again. And one thing about this, I say to put it up here somewhere. I'm hoping I'm oriented that right. If I'm doing it wrong, somebody will tell me. But anyway, the one thing you gotta be careful about here is if your car's like mine, most of them that this kit's gonna fit on do have this curtain airbag. So you wanna make sure you run that on the other side of that. You don't want to run this in front of that airbag if it did deploy and cause problems, maybe for you. About, I don't know, 50 feet from the car. Let's try it once, see what happens. Let's turn around the right way. See, now that tells you the car's running, which is pretty cool. And that'll blink, and that little thing on the dash, that antenna, supposedly will blink too. I haven't looked at it yet. But the car's running, shut her off. Okay, I gotta get to work to see the car. Again, tell you it's off. There's the car. See what this does. This is about 150 foot. Audible notification. Car's running. I can tell that because the lights are on. Awesome. Turn her off. Car's off. All right, we're so far away now we can't even see the car. We're just going to trust the remote. Feedback from it. Did it work? Appears to be. Let's walk up there and see. The headlights are on. Yeah, probably could have picked a better spot to do this. Yep. You can see the car right there. The lights are on. Awesome. We're going to try one more. Car's off. Awesome. All right, I'm at the end of my street. I'm just going to have to trust the remote. See what it does. You got to be shitting me. Let's walk back up here and see if it works. See, the problem I'm having is with the factory key fob. They've got some sort of ultra glass at my work. and my remote won't go through it. I can see the car. I mean, it's probably 50 foot from where I'm standing, and I can't get out of there. So it's pretty crazy that this can work that far away. I don't know what makes it different. It's just a remote. According to that, it's running. So we'll take the shortcut over here through David's yard and see if the car is in fact running. It sure as hell is. Look there. See the light on? Car's running. I'm gonna give this an A+. Car's off. See you next time. Here's one more bonus clip for you guys. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. So this right here was a key fob, and obviously I had another key on it at one point. Then it went to a junkyard car that I found, and I was like, you know what, I'll just take that. I could use that as a key fob for this car, and that way I don't get my keys confused. Anyway, I had this one programmed to that car, yeah, and then something happened to my key, and I wound up programming to this car, and as best I can remember, and then I wound up programming back to this car. Now, this can only open one vehicle at a time. Watch this. That doesn't make any logical sense. That is not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be like 1 in so many million codes. So I went back and reprogrammed it again, and it still does it. I kind of don't mind it, to be honest. Pretty neat.